Are you planning to study abroad and confused about the SAT? Don't worry. Today I'll break it down for you. What it is, its format, eligibility, how it compares to the ACT, where you can take it in India, and how to prepare. By then, you'll know exactly whether the SAT is right for you. Let's begin by talking about what is SAT. So SAT stands for Scholastic Assessment Test. It's a standardized test designed by the College Board. Universities, especially in the US, use it to evaluate whether students are ready for college level studies. Think of it as a test of your reading, writing, and math skills. Not about memorizing facts, but about how you may apply your knowledge. There's generally a formula sheet on SAT, so you don't really need to memorize a lot of things. You just need to know how to apply the knowledge. Now let's talk about the SAT format and structure. As of 2023, the SAT is fully digital. The exam has two main sections, reading and writing, that's English, and then there is maths. It uses an adaptive format, which means the difficulty of the test will change based on how you perform. If you do good on module 1, your module 2 gets tougher. If you do bad on module 1, you get an easier second module. The total duration of the test is about 2 hours and 14 minutes, and the maximum score is 1600. The minimum that you can get is a 400. 800 for math and 800 for English, 800 for reading and writing. That's about the format of the test. It's completely digital. You have to carry your own laptop to the examination center and take the digital SAT, the DSAT. Let's talk about eligibility now, who all can take the SAT. So the SAT has no strict eligibility criteria. Any high school student can take it. Most students appear in grade 11 or 12, but you can also take it later if you are on a gap year. And yes, you can take it multiple times. Universities usually consider your best scores only. There's also a concept of super score in SAT, where you can score good in English in one test and math on one test and then combine that. I'll talk about that later in a separate video. You can give multiple attempts and the universities can consider your best. Now let's compare SAT and ACT. You must have heard of these two exams when it comes to study abroad exams. So another exam you'll hear about, it's the ACT. Both SAT and ACT are accepted by the colleges in the US. The SAT focuses more on problem solving and reasoning, and the ACT has an additional science section and tends to have fast-paced questions. That means there is less time to solve each question in the ACT. So if you're stronger in logical reasoning and math, SAT might suit you better. But if you're comfortable with quick reading and interpreting graphs and data, ACT would be a better choice. The total score on SAT could be anywhere from 400 to 1600. It ranges from 400 to 1600. ACT, it's graded on a scale of 1 to 36. Now let's see the main part. What is SAT in India? Can I take the SAT in India? How do I take it? Is it useful for getting admissions in Indian colleges also? Absolutely. There are test centers in most major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. The fees is around 100 to 120 USD, plus there's an international fees which comes to about 10 to 15,000 per attempt. Now there's the interesting part. Some Indian universities like Ashoka, OP Jindal, and KREA also accept SAT scores for admission to their global program. So students in India can take the SAT, of course. If they want to pursue studies outside, yes, of course. If they want to study in India as well, there are universities which accept SAT score. Let's come to the main part, the most interesting part. How to preparing for the SAT. Preparation is the key. Here is a simple plan to prepare for the SAT. First, understand the syllabus. Know your syllabus. There are just two areas, reading, writing, and math. Second, use official practice tests from College Board. They release official tests. They are the closest to the real exam. Use them, understand the pattern, and then start your preparation. Third, build a timeline. Most students will need 3 to 6 months to prepare. A focused preparation of 3 to 6 months is good enough for SAT. Fourth, target your weak spots. Maybe it's grammar, maybe it's algebra, or maybe it's time management. You need it all for the SAT. So find out your weak spots, target them, work on them, and then last, practice with timed mocks to get used to the pressure. Take mocks, take more and more mocks. The more you practice, the better you get. And if you need structured help, you can always go for coaching or tutoring and make your prep faster. To sum it all up, to conclude, to recap, the SAT is a digital test of math and language skills. It's open to all high schoolers with global acceptance, including some Indian universities as well. If you start early and if you prepare strategically, it can open doors to top colleges worldwide. It opens your opportunities for studying anywhere worldwide. If you find this helpful, subscribe to the Prep Buddy for more tips and also check out my shorts where I cover each of these topics in under a minute. Also, I'll be making more videos based on SAT, based on international curriculum. So do let me know in comments what you would like to watch next. Thank you for watching. Keep preparing. Thank you. Bye-bye.